The history of the state courts as an organisation began in 1971 when the Subordinate Courts Act 1970 came into operation. The State Courts Building opened its doors in 1975 to provide the public with one-stop access to justice. The building is fondly referred to as the Octagon due to its iconic shape. The Octagon is a good example of modern brutalist architecture with its octagonal shape and strong timeless look. In 2019, the State Courts moved to an adjacent new building, and the Octagon is currently undergoing major additions and alteration works for the Family Justice Courts to move there in 2024. The Octagon has an eco-friendly atrium that is naturally lit and ventilated. The atrium is the place that interconnects the different parts of the court, and it serves as a communal place for all.
It's where most of our events are being held there, and some of us colleagues, even though we are in different courts, we sometimes gather over there to have lunch together and chit-chat during lunch hours. I was from the special events committee there, so it was when during those Chinese New Year, Christmas, and even the National Day, we had a bazaar that was at the atrium and also at the first level. I had a lot of fun decorating the area and selling stuff. Although the building, it feels very cold, but all the colleagues getting together and having fun together, it adds a lot of warmth to the place.
We have exhibition there about the history of the courts. We also have our ceremony where we rename ourselves from subordinate courts to state courts. So actually the atrium sort of witnessed some of these significant events.
From the atrium, the famous flying staircases lead up to only certain floors.
Interestingly, the building is a 9-story building. But for public access, it's only level 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. And 9 are generally meant for meeting rooms. Okay, so if you are a public attending to a hearing, you generally only access 4 levels.
The stairs also help separate the routes taken by the accused, the judges, and the public to maintain the safety and integrity of court proceedings.
The even floors are built with accused passageway. So this is where the accused are brought around the courts in a secured manner away from the public. Why do we have judges' corridor? Because we don't want the judges to have an awkward situation where they have to leave the same door as the accused person's family, for example. It can be quite awkward and comfortable for the judge. And also for safety reason, I think at least we have another corridor for the judge to vacate his office, vacate his courtroom.
Among the many courtrooms in the Octagon, each of them serves their own purpose.
Every court tells their story, every courtroom, because we used to have courtrooms for different court cases. So for example, Court 26, we call it a fish market court, because this is the busiest court, and it's always started in the day, in the morning, very busy, all sorts of people coming in and out. Many things happen at the same time. But this is not the court that you see a lot of action actually. Action that stirs your heart is actually in the hearing courts, which is on level 3, 5, and even 7. These are the hearing courts where each case will go on a trial. So this is when you hear into the details of the case, and then sometimes you hear a lot of sad stories.
The most significant of these courts would be Courtroom 1, the biggest courtroom.
When you walk into the Court 1, when you look up, it gives a very grand feeling. But the grand is not like your Victorian theatre type of grand, with all those designs, like the sculptures and all that. Not that kind of grand. It's a very simple, solemn grand.
The courtroom is big, daunting because all the top judge and everything. It's not so much the setting or whatever. It's more because you know that when you have to go to court 1 is a serious case or high profile case, because that time will be senior district judge will be sitting in that court.
It doesn't hear cases every day. So usually we only use for high level kind of hearings.
The Octagon is also oriented in all directions as a metaphor of its function to address all in the community.
We are dealing with people's lives. We need to be near them, within reach. This is something that one of my ex-chief judge always shared with us about easy access to the justice system, easy access to our services. I think in their heart, they always feel that whatever we do, we must allow people who need to use our service to be able to come and use.
Beyond a workplace, the Octagon contains many special memories, and its significance still holds strong even years later.
So that time I think the program was like there were some games at the level, one of the levels, like one of the meeting rooms. Then subsequently we had like mock court sessions for the kids to participate in. Like, so we'll give them like a scenario, then we'll teach them like some of them is like the prosecutor, the defense counsel, and also the accused persons. Yeah, so like give them a taste of what it's like to be in the courtroom proceedings kind.
In that building, it holds a lot of memories, it holds a lot of significant events that went into this building. A lot of landmark cases, a lot of people who work here for more than 20 years. So I don't care whether you're Chinese, Malay, Indian, or whatever race. I don't care whether you are male or female. If you need to use our services, we will serve you. So in a way, I think it holds a lot of memories for many of us.
Despite the timeless architecture, the years still took its toll on the building, and there were growing concerns.
Because the caseload increased and the Octagon can no longer be we can't use the Octagon for the next 50 years. In fact, when I was working in the Octagon, we can feel the cramp, the crunch of space. We are like trying to fight for space everywhere. We're trying to create rooms for use every little corner in the Octagon.
As the move to a new state court commenced in 2019, most are nostalgic, yet they acknowledged that the move was necessary. The family justice courts will move over in 2024 to the Octagon once the additions and alteration works is completed in 2023.
I'm glad we're going back there. It's nice, it's an old building with all the historical attachment. It's like coming back home lah.